As a past Boy Scout and a current Eagle Scout, I have a lot of really interesting stories that I had throughout my scouting years. But definitely one of the most memorable moments in my Boy Scouting years was when I was at Camp Heritage. So my friend Sam and I, we were walking with our fishing stuff to the lake one day. We were getting ready to do the Ironman thing that we were involved with. You had to do it, you have to swim a mile in the lake, at 6 o'clock in the morning, something crazy. Hike 7 miles around the lake and canoe 7 miles around the lake. So we were doing the canoeing leg, and we had our fishing rods with us. We were going to go fishing. And then, he did the sensible thing that any human being would do. He tripped me with a fishing rod in my hand. And I go to stand back up, and it feels like my ear is getting ripped off of my head. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. Like, what's wrong? Try to stand up again, same result. I'm like yelling in pain. And then he's like, wait, Steve, your fishing hook stuck in your... But we got to look, and Sam's like, oh, I'll just pull it out or whatnot. But nope, that wasn't an option because the barb went through and everything, and I'm hooked like a freaking fish. So, he's like, well, I'm going to go to see if we can find help, figure out how to take care of this. I'm like, okay, whatever. So he hands me the fishing rod that I had myself hooked with, and he goes off to find help. And then Sam brings this kid back who was like supposed to be a leader, and he's like, oh, well, we can just cut the string, move you and whatnot. But he's like, really all I got is this hatchet, and he pulls out like this mini axe, and I'm like, oh yeah, good, just bend right down by my ear and swing that baby, cut the fishing line with it. I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. But anyway, the guy's like, all right, we're gonna need to call Tom here, and I'm like, okay, Tom. As long as he's somebody who knows what he's doing, I'm fine with Tom. The guy's like, yeah, he's our local Native American medical guy. So Tom arrives in this truck, and they were not lying. Like, he is the stereotypical, like, whatever you would think, like, a Native American in the modern age would look like. He'd show a beat-up old truck, dog in the back, steps out of the car, and he's got, like, the long black hair slicked back in a ponytail. And I'm like, oh, my goodness, like, I am not going to see the daylight again. And this guy, Tom, this comes over to me, and he looks down at me, and he literally says just, like, one word. He says, like, hi. And I'm just like, hey. He just like looks at my ear, points at it, and he like points at a cabin up the road, and I'm like, okay. And then he just starts walking towards it, and I'm like, wow, this is just great. So the guy, college age scout, looks at me, and he's like, I think Tom wants us to go to the cabin up ahead. So we pick up everything, including the fishing rod still attached to my ear, and start walking to the cabin. We get to the cabin with Tom. He lays me down in the bed. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this guy is not getting close to my ear. So he pulls out like this super pointy knife, gets like right up to my ear, and just starts sawing at the fishing line. And then I'm like, I'm going to die. This guy's going to kill me. I don't know how. There's not enough witnesses. And then Tom like pulls the fishing hook like out of my ear, but there's like blood all over the place. And he hands me the fishing hook like it's some kind of trophy or something. Like I want to take it back with me. And I'm like, oh, great. If I show my mom this one. Yeah, so that whole experience is done. It was not a lot of fun, but that's my story.